It's a beautiful day today and we're checking out a subreddit that I've never checked out before, and it's all thank you to who left this comment. Have you ever done r/AmITheDevil? And oh my god, I didn't realize I needed something in my life until I read this subreddit. You know how we've been reading Am I the A-hole posts and there haven't been any a-hole ones? On this subreddit, people put posts on there where the person in it is definitely the a-hole. So every single post that we're going to read today, OP is the a-hole. And yeah, I could not be more excited. Thank you for suggesting this. Oh yeah, and also happy Easter everybody. I hope you had a nice Easter. I'm surrounded by chocolate Easter eggs as I'm filming this, and I'm not complaining. Okay, let's get into it. Am I the a-hole for liquidating my daughter's college fund to keep our dream house? I, 50 female, lost my husband 4 years ago. I also have a 16-year-old daughter. My late husband left me everything and told me to trust his lawyer. My husband had worked for over 20 years as a doctor and did some minor investing, so I inherited over 7 figures. A year later, I decided to list our home of 12 years and I received an offer too good to refuse. With the inheritance as well as the influx of cash from selling the house, I decided to move my daughter and I to Malibu because we always dreamed of a house next to the beach, but my husband was exceptionally tight-fisted and called homes their money pits. We found a beautiful home by the sea. I never personally handled anything regarding buying a home before, so I did not anticipate all the extra costs beyond the sticker price, but my daughter was so excited, so I decided to go for it. My late husband's lawyer was so furious at my decision, so I decided to stop taking his calls. I ended up signing with a money manager who said that we'd be passively earning 90% of what surgeons earn per year, but the money manager ended up taking a lot of our investments. I took the dwindling money out and I made my own investments, which made it even worse. And long story short, because of all of that, I only have around 35 grand available to me now, not to mention our debts. Oh my god. With the amount available to me, I'm looking at only being able to pay 1 month of mortgage and upkeep, and then I'm pretty much out of luck until my business gets clients. However, the place where we do have a significant amount of money is the fund that my husband started for our daughter. With the money there, I could prevent our credit cards from being shut down and not have to worry about the mortgage for many more months. So I ended up liquidating my daughter's college fund. I told her about it today and she was furious and said that she can't believe all her dad's work is gone. She also said that she won't be supporting me for retirement. Am I the a-hole for trying to fix my mistakes and trying to keep our house? Of course! It said there, with the amount available to me, I'm looking at only being able to pay 1 month of mortgage and upkeep, and that's when they were talking about having 35 grand. So what, you moved to a place in Malibu that cost 30 grand a month? Am I understanding this right? And you said you inherited over 7 figures. So like, was that $1 million or was that like 5 million? They obviously spent most of it on the house and then lost the rest of it. This is so wild. There's so much to unpack here. Let's start with the bit where this bloody money manager said that they'd be passively earning 90% of what a surgeon earned per year. Hey, don't believe that. Oh, so sad. And the real sad thing is that not only did you lose everything that was left to you, you also used the money that was there for your daughter, the money that wasn't even yours. The top comment says, you the a-hole. You decided not to listen to the lawyer. You decided to move to an extremely expensive place, and you decided to trust somebody's shady advice. Now you're taking away your daughter's chance of being able to go to college loan free. That money is not yours. You should be ashamed of yourself. And also, didn't it say in the post that the husband felt like those sorts of houses were money pits or something? Yeah, we always dreamed of a home next to the beach, but my husband was exceptionally tight-fisted. Like, even that statement is annoying. They bloody are money pits, and he obviously knew what he was talking about, and he obviously knew how to manage money. Oh, this one is so sad. Yeah, like this other comment says, you the a-hole. You made an extremely poor financial decision and you disregarded those around you who are offering you more sound financial advice. Having a home near the beach doesn't mean you need to move to Malibu, but I digress. You're absolutely the a-hole here. You robbed your daughter of a chance to start her life off comfortably and took money that was never even intended for you. Sell this godforsaken money pit of a home, get one somewhere you can actually afford, and take a class in personal finance management. Yeah, that's so infuriating. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister it's creepy to be jealous of me and pretend that her doll is her child? My 34 female sister, 31 female, has always been jealous of me. It's put a lot of strain on our family over the years, especially because she tries to displace her feelings elsewhere. For context, I met my husband in college and we were married 9 years ago. He's always been able to support our family of 6, 4 kids between 7 and 18 months, and I've been able to devote myself to my family entirely as a stay-at-home mum. I not only take care of the family, but I also go to PTA meetings and I am involved in the school community community as well. My sister, meanwhile, has none of this. She claims that she doesn't want kids and has never been able to make a relationship work. She was in graduate school for a while but claimed that it made her miserable, so she dropped out without even finishing a degree. She always says that she's focusing on her career, but what career? She has a job in an industry that's known for not making any money. Granted, she has a high-level position within her organization, but again, no matter how she goes, she's never going to make a lot of money. She also has been living with a male co-worker for a few years, even though they're not romantically involved. She says she isn't interested in a romantic relationship with him or anybody else, and that he feels the same. Recently, she came to visit. She was telling my husband and I and our parents about a conference she had, and was excited because everybody there seemed to already know who she was. She had recently gotten a promotion. She started going on about it after I shared how great my kids were doing in school, and it honestly felt very defensive, like she was trying to justify her lifestyle because my family was doing so well. It made me a little annoyed, but mostly sad for her. Nah, OP. That night, I called her video chatting with her co-worker and roommate. She has a stuffed dog that he gave her for Christmas named Harold, and she was talking to her co-worker as if Harold was an actual baby. Good night, roommate. I love you. I miss snuggling with you, while making the dog's paw wave. I was completely creeped out. Why? It is not healthy to think of a stuffed animal as your own child, let alone to talk to it like one. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I confronted her. She tried to laugh it off and said it was just a silly thing that she does, and refused to acknowledge the deeper issues there. I got frustrated and I told her that it was creepy to be jealous enough to pretend a stuffed animal was her child, and that if she wanted to be a mother, then she should have made that happen for herself years ago, instead of ruining her chances at happiness by focusing on a job. Oh nah, OP. She laughed at me in the moment and said, why would I be jealous of you? Later, my husband told me that he thought he heard her crying in the bathroom. Am I the a-hole for trying to give my sister a much needed reality check? Oh god. I feel like she needed to hear that if she ever wants to have a real family and not just a literal toy that she pretends is a baby. No, you were just being mean, OP. And they're so obviously not jealous of you. Like nothing here said that they were jealous of you. Yeah, the top comment. There are no deeper issues. Just you trying to create drama to prove that she's jealous of you so that you can feel better about your life choices. Your sister wasn't crying because you gave her a reality check. She was crying because her sister was being cruel to her. You the a-hole? Yeah, definitely. That's not a reality check. And also this bloody attitude that the life that you live is the life that everybody else should live, or like they're less than you or something, or like they can't be happy if they don't have children or something. That's a load of crap, OP. Some people love the idea of having a lot of kids and stuff. To other people, it's the last thing they want to do. And for you to have the audacity to act like there's something wrong with your sister's life just because she doesn't want to do what you're doing, that's so awful and so judgmental. Yeah, like this comment said, are you literally an evil stepsister from a Disney movie? Get over yourself. The way that you live your life is right for you, not everybody. And judging others on these standards is just purposefully arrogant. You are not better than your sister. Again, you're not better than your sister. In fact, your sister's better than you in a lot of ways. Let's hope that your children take after their aunt's humility and grace instead of being cursed by taking after you. You the a-hole. Yeah, that was unbelievable. The next one is called, am I wrong for cancelling my order at this coffee shop? I was at this coffee shop and the cashier was really pretty. She had a cool anime tattoo also. I was gonna get some coffee and a donut and I said, hey, I like your tattoo. What's your favorite character from that anime? She kept a straight face and she just said, how can I help you? I then said, I like anime too and I just wanted to see what shows and characters you liked. She still showed no emotions and was like, sir, do you want anything? I just said, actually I did, but you made me change my mind. Bye. And I walked away. I didn't want my coffee anymore after that. I was trying to be nice and get to know her and she was acting like that. Yeah, but like they're a barista. They're not there to get to know you. They're working. It's not the time or the place to do that. Yeah, like this comment says, dude, she was working and not trying to get to know anybody. Do you know how often that happens during the day? She doesn't owe you any personal conversation. Yeah, you're wrong. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like this would happen all the time. And they're probably so sick of it. Like, can't I just do my job? The next one is called, am I the a-hole for making my daughter choose a different restaurant for her birthday meal than the one that she really wanted? My 39 female daughter very recently had her 17th birthday. My husband 42 male and I told her to pick out a restaurant that she'd like us to take her to. She chose a seafood restaurant that we'd never even been to. In looking over the menu, I saw the vast majority of the dishes contained shellfish. There were a few fish entrees, as well as some surf and turf, but there were only a couple of non-seafood dishes. Our son 15 male is deathly allergic to shellfish. He also can't stand fish. There were only a couple of dishes he could actually eat. I didn't want to take him there because I knew that he wouldn't really enjoy his meal and I was worried about cross-contamination. I told my daughter this restaurant wouldn't work and she'd have to pick out a different one. My son said that he'd be fine just staying home, that we could use the money that we would have spent on his meal to just order him a pizza instead. My husband husband also insisted that since it was our daughter's birthday, that she should be able to choose the restaurant and that our son would be fine home alone with a pizza and video games. But here's the thing, we can only afford to go out as a family every so often. When we splurge on a restaurant meal, I want both of our children there. I insisted and my daughter chose a different place and we had a nice meal as a family, but she still is a little bit salty that she didn't get to have her first choice of restaurants. Most people I've asked say that I'm wrong, but again, we can only afford to go out every so often. Is it so wrong that I wanted to do it as a family? My daughter still had a nice birthday meal. Yeah, like the top comment says, you're the a-hole for a lot of reasons. First, if you're gonna put parameters on her choice, you should have told her that beforehand. Second, you seem more hung up on the fact that your son wouldn't like the food than his allergy. Your son's preferences are irrelevant. It's your daughter's day, and he seems to understand that, but you don't. And third, if you're really concerned about cross-contamination, you could have called ahead to discuss your concerns and see what precautions the restaurant will be willing to take. If that isn't satisfying, which would be perfectly understandable, your son did offer to stay at home. I get that you want a family meal, but all you've done is tell your daughter that she isn't worth individual celebration. This could have been a great opportunity for you and your husband to have individual time with your 17-year-old. A rare opportunity, but instead you squandered that, creating unnecessary conflict and possibly form resentment between your daughter and her brother. Yeah, definitely. And your son wasn't upset about staying home either. This is so strange because I'm so used to saying, oh, you're not the a-hole, OP, but I can't say that today. The next one is called, am I the a-hole for asking my brother to bring me along? My female 18, brother male 27, and his wife 27 are going to New York City, which is about 6 hours away from where we live. Their plan is to drive there and spend a few nights and then drive back. On a related note, one of my oldest friends in the world moved to New York City 5 to 6 years ago. I've been planning on going and visiting her anyway, but my dad doesn't want me to drive since it is pretty far. So I asked my brother if I can come with him and he could just drop me off at my friend's house on their way. He looked at me funny and went, I'm not doing that. And I asked why, and he said he wasn't going to bring me along on a vacation with his wife. I said I wouldn't be coming on the actual vacation. He could just drop me off. And he said that they're going to be in the city for multiple nights and he doesn't feel right leaving me alone in the city for that long. He asked what my plan was for sleeping, and I said I'd just stay with my friend, or worst case scenario, I'd sleep on the couch in their hotel room. But he literally laughed in my face after that. He said that he definitely wasn't letting me into their hotel room on their vacation and that he didn't want to babysit me during the trip. That was pretty mean of him. No, it wasn't, since I'm literally not even going to be with them most of the time. Yeah, but that's not even planned, is it? And I said that it wouldn't be babysitting since all they'd have to do is drop me off and pick me up. He said, and drive you there and drive you back and let you sleep in our hotel room. But my thoughts are that driving, sleeping in the hotel, those are all things that he's doing anyway, and it wouldn't cost him anything extra to let me come along. This is a joke, isn't it? The actual vacation, they'd still be alone. It'd basically be like we were just driving near each other. No, it wouldn't. I said all of this to him, but he just kept saying no and that he wouldn't do it. And I guess I might be the a-hole because I told him he was being stingy and prioritizing his wife, who he only married like a month ago, over his actual family, who is known as long as he's been alive. That's not what it's about. They're going on a romantic trip together because they love each other. They don't want anybody else there. Oh my God. And you're not entitled to go. I know he hates being called out like that, but I was just really angry. After that, the conversation basically ended and he started ignoring me. I talked to my parents and they said they'd talk to him, but they can't make him do anything, even though he's their son, especially since I tried to quote unquote force myself into a trip. What do you mean quote unquote force yourself into the trip? That's exactly what you did. Am I the a-hole here for this, or is he just being mean? Can somebody please explain to me how the hell he would be being mean? Oh, you're so mean for going on a romantic trip with your partner. What? Of course you're not entitled to go. Yeah, like this comment says, dude, what's wrong with you? Your brother's taking a couple's vacation with his wife. Could you really not imagine how a romantic night in a hotel room with your partner might be a little bit different if his 18-year-old little sister is there also? Of course he's concerned about babysitting you. You have no definite plans. You're unfamiliar to the city. You have no reliable place to stay, except with him in his hotel room with his wife. Just judging by the tone of this post, I can easily imagine how by night 2 you'll be texting him that your friend had evening plans, you already ate dinner, everything not 21 plus is closed, and you don't know what to do with yourself or where to go, and can you please come hang out with them? It's not about their cost, it's about their experience, which you'd be interrupting. They're trying to spend quality time together on a special holiday. It's not for you, and it's not about you. You're an adult, save up and go to New York yourself. You the a-hole? Yeah, that's right, and nobody else is entitled to this trip. Like they're planning a nice couple's vacation. Hell yeah, go have fun. You are not entitled to be like, oh, you should bring me with you. No, they shouldn't, and they have no obligation to. Yeah, and this comment too, prioritizing his wife, who he only married a month ago. God, I'm almost afraid to ask, but is this trip you're butting in on their honeymoon? Are you trying to third wheel your brother's honeymoon? Yeah, is it their honeymoon? honeymoon? It doesn't change anything if it isn't their honeymoon. It just makes it even worse if it is. The top comment says, you the a-hole. I said I'd just stay with my friend, or worst case scenario, sleep on the couch in their hotel room. So you might stay with them in his hotel room? You don't have your overnight situation locked down, but you just arbitrarily trying to go to New York and piggyback on their hotel accommodations? Nah, your logic that I would just be sleeping and not costing them anything doesn't fly. They can't be private if you're in their room. That's no longer a couple's vacation. They'll have to coordinate letting you into the hotel, be in touch with you. They can't freely be out on the city and do whatever their heart tells them to do. If they take on the responsibility of giving you help, that's something they'll have to keep in mind. You're asking for their time and their energy. Same for the drive as well. If it's literally just picking you up and dropping you off, that is less cumbersome than letting you stay at their hotel, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. But it is still ultimately your brother's decision, and if he doesn't want to do that, that's his prerogative 100%. Maybe he wants to enjoy that private time with his wife during the 6-hour drive each way, and he is absolutely entitled to making that decision for himself and his wife. I told him he was being stingy and prioritizing his wife, who he only married like a month ago, over his actual family, who's known him for as long as he's been alive. Yikes, that is so inappropriate and so misguided, lol. That alone demonstrates that you're being an inconsiderate and entitled brat. His wife is his new family. Respect it. Don't ask family to choose between family. That's ridiculous. Grow up, please. You're not 12. This was hard to read because you're so far off base. You owe your brother an apology. Yeah, that was such a good comment. So wild that they felt like they were entitled to go with them. Am I the a-hole for laughing at my girlfriend when she suggested that I should offer to pay the bill for her family? My 23 male girlfriend, 21 female, and I have been together for a year and a half. Her family's super sweet and I get along great with them. Now, my girlfriend's dad is pretty well off. Every time I've gone out to dinner with her family, he always gets the bill. Her family has been great to me. They always welcome me in their house. I went on vacation with them back in winter. Her parents paid for our hotel for the entire week. Her dad gave her money for food. Granted, it was for her, her brother, and myself. I also only paid for half of my flight because my girlfriend offered to pay for the other half. The only thing I really had to pay for is food for a couple of days out of the trip, which my girlfriend pitched in for too. This past weekend, my girlfriend, myself, her younger brother, and her dad went out for brunch. I was spending the weekend with her anyway, so she invited me to join them. Before we left, her and I were talking, and she mentioned how maybe I should offer to pay for brunch, as in for all four of us. She assured me that her dad would 1000% refuse to let me pay, but he'd probably really appreciate and respect me for offering. Now, here's where I may sound like an a-hole, but I laughed at her suggesting this. I told her I would offer to cover her and my portion of the bill, but to expect me to cover the entire bill is absurd. No, it's not. You've just spent the entire post up until this point telling us all the good stuff they've done for you and all the good stuff they've paid for. Pretty sure you could pay for this. Sure, I work a full-time job and all of that, but I have my own bills and stuff to worry about too. And she wants me to offer to pay for $150-ish brunch. Yeah, dude. Oh, this is so bad. Think about all the money they've spent on you. She told me that if her dad accepted, which she could 100% guarantee that he wouldn't, that she would send me half of the bill. I continued to laugh and I told her that I'm not doing that. I'll offer to pay for our half and that's it. I asked her that if the roles were reversed, if she would offer to pay for the bill for my family, 8 of us in total, including my girlfriend. She said that's completely different. That's 8 people, not 4. We both have very different upbringings in terms of the situation I mentioned about paying the bill. She grew up with a decently well-off family where they would constantly argue on who would pay the bill because everybody in her family would always offer at a courtesy. I grew up very differently as I come from a family that was not financially well off. If somebody offered to foot the bill, you just sit back and let them do it. Yeah, but you've been doing that a lot apparently. What, you don't feel like you should do it once? When we went to brunch, I offered to cover both her and my portion of the bill. Her dad immediately refused and covered the whole bill. She gave me a I told you so look. She thinks I'm an a-hole for how I reacted to the situation and says that I should have trusted her. She told me she needs some space because my reaction to the whole situation is kind of a turn off and she needs to think about things. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, of course you're the a-hole. And it's not just because you should have trusted her. Yeah, the top comment, you're the a-hole. You're being so stingy. Her family has always been great to me. And what, you don't think you could attempt to return the favor? Yeah, what, it's laughable that you should pay? It doesn't sound like it is. Yeah, and like the comment under it says, you the a-hole. Your girlfriend wants you to show her dad that you're not a freeloading mooch. You apparently think that doing so is laughably ridiculous. It sounds like the two of you come from wildly different cultures, but open mockery followed by a refusing to understand where she, and by extension her family, is coming from is not a good sign. And like what, the family is well off, so it's totally fine if they pay for everything? Come on, dude. And also this comment, I grew up poor and I would never have acted like you. You the a-hole, you're not generous at all and your girlfriend and her family are. Not even just that, but you laughed at her for even mentioning it. That's messed up, man. Seriously, messed up. up. I can see why she's reconsidering. Yeah, definitely. The next one is called, am I the a-hole for making my son quit his part-time job just to go on our family vacation? My husband and I have 3 children, a 16-year-old and 2 daughters, 13 and 10. Our son got a part-time job as a lifeguard at a pool back in March. We live in South Florida, so the pools are open pretty much always. It was a good job for him. He liked it and he was happy to have the money. The issue was his boss was an ass about giving him time off. Our family takes a yearly vacation to this little beach house that we rent for a year. We've done this since the year I was pregnant with my son. Of course, the kids all love it and they look forward to it. Well, my son told his boss about the week when he signed up, but because that was only 6 weeks after he started there, he denied it. We made it clear that he was still going. It's just a part-time job and there's a million of those. He protested, but we made him go and his boss fired him. He was furious the entire time. He refused to do any family stuff or listen to us, so he was grounded when he got back. What? It's not that we don't trust him to stay home alone or anything like that. We just don't want him to prioritize work over family, especially some weekend job. He found a job at another pool 2 weeks later, so it's not like this impacted him in any way, but he still holds a grudge about it. Well, yeah, I'd say that it did impact him. He claims that we didn't respect his choices, and he's right. We don't respect him trying to choose his job over family time, though we don't hold it against him since he's just a teen. Oh, God. These are so bad. Yeah, this comment. You the a-hole. He made a commitment and you made him break that. That was a really crappy thing to do. And then you punished him when he was understandably upset. Yeah, to then ground him on top of it. Come on. And like this comment says, you the a-hole. You made him lose his job. He's 16. It's not like he's prioritizing work over vacation at 16. He's just starting to get started. And now he's got a job that can't be used for a recommendation. You seem so blasé about causing your son to lose his job. I'm glad that you don't hold it against him, but he definitely has the right to hold it against you. Yeah, definitely. Okay, time for one more. Then we're definitely reading something wholesome. Am I the a-hole for participating in my neighborhood's Easter egg hunt that was meant for children? I, 25 female, have always loved Easter and my family will participate in egg hunts every single year. I also love Easter candy, which makes the hunts even more fun for me. I recently moved to a new city with my partner, 25 male, and we saw that our neighborhood association was throwing an Easter extravaganza. We thought this would be a good opportunity to get more involved in the community, so we signed up to volunteer. I asked the president of the association if I could also sign up for the Easter egg hunt due to my love for the holiday, and she said that it should be fine. Turns out nobody above the age of 10 had signed up, though I thought it should be okay, as there were like 70 kids participating, so my presence wasn't super obvious. A lot of the kids' parents were staring at me by this point, but I brushed it off. When the hunt began, I didn't mean to go too crazy, but after I filled my basket and then looked back, the path was marked by a clear swath of eggless grass. Some of the kids definitely didn't get as much candy as me, but everybody seemed happy enough. As I made my way back to my partner though, the parents were making comments that they knew that I would overhear about how the egg hunt was for children. My partner suggested that I give back some of the eggs, so I returned some to the kids who were nearby, just until enough parents seemed to be off my back. However, I didn't want to give every kid an egg because that would take too long, and I would basically be out. Nobody else said anything before we left, but in the week since, I've seen some of the parents and they've been much colder towards me. Am I the a-hole? Edit, way more people have responded to this than I expected. I now realize how bad I dropped the ball on this one. Also, a lot of people are questioning my social awareness, and now I am too. I've never been diagnosed with a personality disorder, but I have been diagnosed with ADHD. How can I repair my relationships with my neighbors? I really don't want to move now, but I'm feeling pretty embarrassed. Right, okay, so at least you realized it. Definitely not as bad as the other ones we've read today. The top comment says you the a-hole. Not for signing up to do it, but for basically stealing candy from children. You treated it as a competition by gathering as much as you can. Maybe next year your Easter candy hunt should be to stores the day after Easter to find as much candy as you can on a discount. Yeah, definitely. And that's enough for today. This was so fun, and let me know down below if you enjoyed it, guys. We have to do more Am I the Devil episodes, but for now, let's read something wholesome. City people call you swamp puppies. I am cute like a puppy. No, happy noises. Beautiful swamp puppy. Hell yeah, that doodle guy. Me with all of my love that I can physically give. You, the beautiful and lovable person that you are. And so nice after what we've read today. Mama, let me see Daddy this weekend. Billy, did you forget the magic word? No. Zorothrius. Oh, hey there, sport. Oh, that's creepy but also cute. That one was by Light Roast Comics. I summoned your father. I'm in hospital right now. Oh no, why? Why? Oh no. Appendix. Everyone, what hat do we wear for red? We gotta choose a hat to wear for red. What's your favorite hat, Red? Oh, so they all wear like a witch's hat? That's really cute. Hell yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had a wonderful time. And if you did, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today goes to Kath Redmond. Scary tattoo videos would be hilarious. Yeah, that would be fun. Like the bad tattoo subreddit. I think that's what it's called. There definitely is a really bad tattoo subreddit. That could be super fun. Thank you for the the idea. And also let me know down below if you have any more ideas. And thank you for watching, guys. That was so fun. Already excited for tomorrow's episode. And on that note, make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!